Hi everyone, this is Geronimo and welcome to another episode here in Atome's YouTube channel. And for today, we will talk about how you can use your Atome card responsibly. So without further ado, let's jump right into our first one. Before anything else, we need to know first what PayLater card really means. Actually, to be honest, it's simple. You can make a purchase today and defer its payment. Meaning, bumili ka ngayon, pwede mong bayaran sa susunod na buwan. Ganon lang siya kasimple. And usually, these PayLater card companies offer different plans, which is 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months. With Atome Card's case, they have the 3 to 6 months installment plan. Now, let's go to the next part, which is if you want to be responsible in using your PayLater card, you need to set your budget. You heard it right, set your budget first. Usually, we treat these PayLater cards as an extra money aside from our current fund, which is really wrong. Why? Because these PayLater cards is not really an extra money, but an extension of your budget. Magkaiba yun. Extension meaning you have this pocket money, but you can also access this pocket money with your Atome card. So meaning, kung ano lang yung meron kayo, kung ano lang meron dun sa pocket money nyo, yun lang din yung pwede nyong gastusin. Yun yung dapat siniset nyo lang din na budget. Wag na wag kayong mag-exceed doon. Setting your budget solves this problem. Meaning, you know how to play around within your means. So why did I mention setting up your budget first? Because this establishes your discipline. So sometimes they say that you can apply the 70-30 rule, which you have the 70 for expense and 30 for the savings. They also have the 50-30-20, which 50 for the needs, 30 for the wants, and 20 for the savings. All those things are different kinds of budgeting. And you need to discover kung ano ba yung fit para sa inyo. But the thing here is, if you set your budget first, nagkakaroon ka ng healthy limitation or good limitation that I call for you not to overspend your budget or your finances. So, hindi ka nagkakaroon ng mga unwanted purchases kasi alam mo kung hanggang saan lang yung meron ka. Again, as I've mentioned earlier, these PayLater cards are not an extra money, but just an extension of what you only have. Okay, so that's all for our first one. So now let's jump to the next one. Check your repayment terms. Minsan or madalas, dito tayo nagkakatalo. Bakit? We don't read our terms. So first on this part is you really need to read those terms. Kahit ano pa yan, kahit mahaba pa yan, basahin nyo. Kasi napaka-importante niyan. Bakit? Kasi there are times na may mga charges na naka-indicate sa terms natin na minsan hindi natin nababasa or nakakaligtaan nating pagtuunan ng pansin. So when the time comes that you need to pay, you consider those charges hidden charges. Yun yung mabiglang chinarge sa inyo without you knowing, but it is included there in your policies or terms or repayment terms, which is very important. So, ang nangyayari, sinisisi natin sa iba yung pagkakamali natin na hindi pagbasa ng mga policies or repayment terms. So here, you really need those fine prints. You really need to make time reading those terms before you agree to something. One more thing about this is included din dito sa mga repayment terms natin yung mga penalties once we miss the payment. And we don't want missing those payments kasi it reduces our credit scores. So you really need, again, to read those terms, to really spend time on it para at least you can use freely or you can maximize the potential of your PayLater card. So now let's jump to our next one, which is prioritize your needs first before your wants. We usually hear this advice because this is the staple of you being disciplined in managing your finances, or especially if you have your business, having a healthy cash flow. Why? Because if you really know what's the difference between your needs and your wants, it saves you a lot of money. Why? Because you know your priorities, you know where you need to put your money, and you know what comes first and those not so important and can wait a little further. Now, this is more of a personal discipline. So, kailangan nyong disiplinahin yung sarili nyo. Evaluate first before you make the purchase. Evaluate first. Is this within my budget? Is this really a need? Or I just want this now? If you want to be a responsible PayLater card holder, you need to know the difference between your needs and your wants. It's simple, but it's quite tricky. So let's jump to our next one. So this last part is related somehow to the previous ones that we've mentioned. It's about making payment on time. Okay, again, making payment on time. We don't want to be late in paying our PayLater card bills. Why? Because it reduces our chance to borrow in the future. If we want to loan something, it reduces your credit scores and it might not be good for those creditors, and the chance for you to be able to borrow those money reduces. So you need to really make payments on time. Again, if you want to make payments on time, you need to set or make an effort for yourself para maalala kung kailan ba yung mga payments. What are the things that you can do for you to be able to be reminded of your payments? First, you can set calendars for your due dates. You can set your notification there, you can set alert, or you can set a reminder sa built-in app nyo, sa computer nyo, for you to be able to know if the payment or if the due date is coming. Again, it's a self-effort that you need to do, and you really need to apply it within you for it to become a habit. And if it becomes a habit of you paying on time, it resonates to the other things that you do as well. And if you are disciplined in making payments on time, I think business will be good as well. So that's all for our video today, and I hope it helps you. So a quick wrap up. First thing is you need to know first what is PayLater card really means, and we know that it allows you to make a purchase and defer it later on. Second is, which is the most important for me, is you really need to know how to set your budget, and you really need to know how to follow those budgets. Next is, you need to read those repayment terms. Kasi importante yon para hindi ka nagugulat sa mga interest and other charges that we considered hidden kasi hindi natin nabasa, but it is indicated there. So it is our responsibility to know all the rules, all the policies that we're going into. So you need to read first, or you really need thoroughly your repayment terms. Next on our list is you need to know the difference between your wants and your needs, and you need to prioritize. And lastly is you need to pay on time. This increases your credit scores, this makes you reliable, and it will resonate within you, and it will become a habit. And again, I believe that if you know how to handle your finances well, you know how to make payments on time, you have a good business. So that's all for today, guys. Once again, this is Geronimo, and thank you for watching this episode here in Atome's YouTube channel. I hope you learn a thing or two, and if you learn something, please don't forget to click that like and share button. So if you want to learn more about Atome as a whole, don't forget to click that subscribe button. More contents soon. So I guess that's all for today. See you on our next one.